Well, good evening, early birds. How are
Hello.
you? Hope you're all doing well out there. Got to say a quick thank you, a quick cheers for the support for all you guys that are members. Um, do appreciate it. It does help. Bit of news.
Ow.
I am now monetized. I am now making a revenue stream of, I think it's about £6.50 this month. Every penny helps. That is
It all goes towards the
ration packs and things like that,
willow.
doesn't it? Yeah, and that's enough fuel for one trip up the woods and back. It's
Yeah.
it all
So
helps.
hello, John. Hi, Sussex.
How you all doing? Hope you're all good. Hey mate, come on in, Willow.
Come on, say hello. Oh, love it, Nick.
Yeah, go see your fans.
Yeah. He's
go,
full of
mate.
it today. You see that? He jumped out. Didn't have to.
Cheers, Simon. Cheers for letting me know. 5x5, fantastic.
Hi,
Always
Simon.
good. Hope you had a good week. Mother's Day today. Very old tradition. Goes back to Victorian times, and it was
Hi, Max.
it was Mother's Day and Father's Day was set up so that people that worked in service. We're not talking about servants. If people worked in service, had a day off guaranteed, or a couple of days off guaranteed a year, in which to go back and see their families. It goes back to a time when people did work 7 days a week, and 12 to 14 hours a day was pretty much a standard.
Yeah.
So there we go. It was Mother's Day. I put a little short up this morning wishing all the mothers of the world happy Mother's Day, and I meant that because, at the end of the day, we all appreciate the things that are done for us by our mums. There we go. Right, you want to go down now, do you? Do you want to get down now?
Yeah, no. It says, hello, Willow, and I suppose Mick and Kaz. Yeah. Willow he's been enjoying the sunlight today. All the little kids he was out in the front garden, so they've all been out to say hello to him, and he's been
sunbathing,
helping. Well, they didn't need to see your teeth.
Sunbathing.
He's been helping do the garden. We had a little tinker around in the garden, and he was eating more dirt and twigs and
shouting at pigeons.
Yeah,
likes to shout at pigeons.
He
doesn't like pigeons, do you, mate? Yeah, doesn't like pigeons, and then watching us plant things and then trying to work out how he can rip them back out. Talking of planting, spring's coming. Got my tomatoes all potted up now, so they're in their individual pots, not ready to go out yet. We still get a frost in April, and they get a frost on your young tomatoes, that will knock them back completely. So
this year we've gone for steak tomatoes, plum tomatoes, and hanging tomatoes.
Yeah,
because we've only got a little garden, and one of it, two little hanging ones, and the other two, that's more than enough for what we need, because we usually do really well with tomatoes, don't we?
Yeah, it's a tiny little garden. We've got a bit of sun trap, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm waiting for some pepper seeds, chili seeds to arrive. I shall tell you more about that when they do arrive.
Yeah, you don't want to know. I've still got dry chilies from last year hanging up there. Again, top tip to you, if you've got chilies or you're harvesting chilies yourself, you don't need to have special equipment to dry them out and everything. You look at...
You got a kitchen hook, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, all I've done with those chilies there was a needle and thread them onto the cotton, hang them up like that, a little bit of weight on the bottom, and basically hang them in a room that's dry, and your chilies will dry out quite naturally, keep their flavour, and as they dry they get a little bit hotter. These are Quackermonger Psycho chilies.
Tell you what, Snow, you're going to bring some of the chili to the camp for him.
I will bring these chilies to the camp for you, T, if you want some. Anybody coming to the camp that wants some chilies, that's the last of my harvest last year. I'll bring those along with me, and those of you that want some, take them. I'm not a massive chili fan. I don't mind a
Which
little
is quite funny, because the particular chili that I've ordered have got 200 seeds coming. The reason why I'm going to get, I've got bulk is I'm going to keep some for myself, and the rest of them I'm going to sell on because.
Yeah, John, we can get a freeze in. Well, we've been known to have snow in April, and the beginning of May.
I can honestly say I've just crawled out from under the quilt because I got a bit chilled today.
Yeah.
So I just warmed up for half hour.
Britain's an island in the sea at the end of the day, and it's only 250 miles across its widest point. So we get the wind affects us a lot. So here in the UK today, beautiful sunny day, sat outside, t-shirts, working in the garden, absolutely stunning. As soon as the sun goes down, or as soon as the breeze picks up, that's it, temperature drops. But yeah, we can still get snow, ice, and that end of April, today. Beginning of May. Normally, as a rule, May days when I start putting things out, I'm not worrying about them too much. And it was a bit windy today. It was a bit of a chilly wind as well. So yeah, I mean, although we're starting to have a later harvesting seasons in the UK, so I've noticed myself that we're harvesting into October easily now, aren't we? So.
Well, we said a few weeks back that there's a passion fruit that's growing out on the garages near to where we park the car, and that had fruit on it.
Yeah, we were still getting tomatoes into November this year.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. But yes, it's quite it's that sort of weather where you get caught out a bit because it's all blue skies and sunny when in the sunshine. But if you're sitting in anywhere that's shaded, like our back garden was, then it got a bit chilly.
So, just as a point of interest to you guys, there it is. There is the one sausage toasty maker, which Caroline got me from Temu.
The photographs were very, very. It didn't show that how tiny those were.
But although it's tiny, I would say, and I'm saying to Kaz today, if you've got somewhere you have a regular campfire, or you're in the garden, you've got a good fire pit, it would actually be worth having 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah,
because you could set people up to do.
Because it's so deep, and it's reasonably long. I'll toast banana in that. I'll have a banana sandwich.
Toasty,
because I really don't. Toasted banana sandwiches.
So initially, when I looked at it, and when I started making the video,
sausage rolls. Right there, Max.
It was a disappointment video. That's what it started off as.
Because the box was, we thought that the whole thing was there with the 2 handles.
But I will be honest with you, for individuals, so
have
nice 4 of these in your kit, hung up at home, or I said to go out, especially if you've got little ones, and do individual toasties and sandwiches.
Ollie Jason just said poured batter mix and cooked sausage, and Teaster said about banana and batter.
Yeah, and it doesn't pack down too bad either, because the handles unscrew. So in actual fact, if you were looking at, say, a one-man camping hiking kit, and your plan was
like corned beef in it, couldn't you? Really?
Plan was to do something like I did there, sausage sarnies. You take some cold sausages out with you.
Yeah, you could do. You could get some of those.
And it packs down as small as that. So really, truthfully, it's not that big at all.
Wraps. You can use a wrap instead of bread. It's thinner, isn't it?
Yeah. I was disappointed with it when I first saw it, but actually after trying it, I will say it wasn't what I wanted.
No.
But for its own little use, it did the job. I was quite pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, you're right, T. Normally I do, but this time I was a bit lax. But it's like we've got some bits coming, and they are. We've had one of them arrive, and we're very happy. We're just waiting for the other 2 now.
I like cast iron. I grew up with cast iron. It's what we used to use when I was a kid. My mum's best frying pan.
Nutella.
The best frying pan was cast iron.
It's
So
very true.
I got Kaz finding me some cast iron. So there's going to be a video coming up in the next few weeks. It's going to be a bit of cast iron cookery. And I might even do 2 videos. I might even do one here on the wood burning stove out in the garden and one up the woods on the campfire up there. But again, it's just all we're doing is trying to get some bits in from Temu because we only got a little budget. So we've ordered a few bits in from there to try out and see if they're any good. If they are good, I can then recommend them on to
Jason
you guys.
Was just saying,
and you can save some money.
Buttercroft's got the Savage Make with the long handles.
Yeah.
And Jason was saying that's whoever cooks on this cast iron. I love cast iron.
Yeah.
There's if you look on Temu at the moment, there's all sorts. I actually saw a set of 3 varying sized cast iron, a bit like sort of frying pans, and for the 3 it was 20 quid, which I thought was pretty damn decent.
Well, Caroline picked me up this one.
Yeah, that was 10 quid.
£10. It's not the thickest cast iron I've ever come across, but it is quite a nice cast iron bowl, almost like a small wok. And I've already sized it up on the ring on my wood burner, and it fits in there perfectly. So it's going to sit on that quite nicely. So little mini wok, do a stir fry in that. You could bake a cake in that.
You do bread in that.
Do whatever you want in that. Make a small stew or something like that. Cook game in it. What I am going to look for, I know I probably won't find one in cast iron, but I'm going to see if I can find it. There's got a rim around it. And see if I can find some sort of lid that will fit that nicely.
Yeah, they do. They do the wooden ones as well. Wood lids. Yeah, it's for them. Just the lids on their own. But me and Sticks were talking about. They had. They got all sorts. They got the Dutch ovens now, and a lot of the Korean style cooking. Cast iron. So yeah.
So we get out, season that, get it sorted, make a video on it, see what you think. I do have to apologise. The short I put up with the sausage maker, the music I put with it, okay, yeah, I hold my hands up, yeah. I've had a lot of complaints about that. A lot of people go, that bloody music. I do apologise. But I'm playing with my system at the moment. So it was like, can I add music to a short? What music could I add to it? And I've got quite a small library, so I just grabbed something out of there, chucked it on. Probably wasn't the best choice. So I do apologise to those of you that were driven up the wall by Mariachi Madness. Caroline hates it as well. I'll see if I can find some other stuff.
No, I'm not drinking Bergfest. It's not water either. That's my favourite elderflower cordial. Oh, I love that. So it's countdown to the camp now. It's not that long. I'm
on the Desperados tonight. So yeah, got a couple of Desperados out the fridge.
Hi, Janet.
Yeah, and I must say hi to
Thank
Kiwi.
You, Janet.
I'm not Kiwi. Hi to Kit and Killer.
It could have been a play.
To Stuart and Paula, who are not going to join us tonight because they are on a plane at the moment, winging their way merrily back towards the UK. They've had a week's holiday, and I hope they've enjoyed it. They definitely deserved it. Been a busy couple over the last few weeks. So hopefully they had a fantastic time. It looks like there's a possibility I may make it out to the States towards the later part of this year. There is a slight plan. It's not guaranteed at the moment. There's a slight plan in the offing. I've been saying that I'd get out to see Mr. D for 2 years, and it looks like I might have the opportunity. So it will be a chance for me to get over the pond, meet up with Mr. D. What I would
receiving rates on the others, but it's
I'd love to try and meet up with some of the others, but I've got to see what the costs, availabilities, transport systems, how it's going to work, and whether or not I would dearly love to get down and see Virginia, John, Lefty. There's so many of you out there now. but this is going to be the first trip. So this first trip is a trial run, see how it works out. And there may be a second trip in the next couple of years, which would actually involve me and Caroline coming out. We're seriously talking about coming out for a month. So the idea is to make it pretty much a road trip around the States, get to see a bit of the States ourselves and meet up with some of you guys. So that would be bloody awesome. Yeah.
But anyway, back to the camp. Max has let me know today that he's got a load of the firestones made up for him to sell at the camp.
Yeah.
I know that Sussex, you're going to be bringing some of your lovely wooden carvings, and I believe Simon, you've got some of the rope.
Yeah.
To
have a
play with,
yeah,
adding different things for that.
And I've got some of the rope I'll bring on rope play. Jess, that's not a problem, my love. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a long way to come, and if you've got a guided tour, yeah, go do it, sweetheart. You take those three ladies out, let them enjoy, and teach them the skill sets, open them up to the countryside. Let's get more ladies out there.
Yeah, we've got Janet out there as well.
Yeah, got Janet and that. So yeah, you'll definitely get our vote there. Janet, how you doing? I hope you've had a great week. Lovely to see you.
I've got a bit.
Oh, look at this, Janet. It's a bit biased, isn't it? Janet, hi everyone. Hoping you've all had a great week. Good to see you, Kaz.
Yeah, well,
my chopped liver. No, it's all right. I know you weren't here last week.
Yeah, I wasn't very.
It's all right, Janet. I'm only having I'm feeling a bit sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, I've been having a bit of a downtime at the moment as well, but I really appreciate Lee Roberts for the photos and videos, and also Maximus for the lovely pictures you send me. I really do appreciate them all. Janet, you're more than welcome. You are definitely more than welcome. Fire us off an email to the email address up there, hampshireoutdoors@mail.com, and you'll contact Kaz, and Kaz will give you all the info that you need there. It'd be lovely to have you there, Janet. Yeah, definitely. That would be excellent. Mary, hiya. How you doing? Tiger Lily, hi. And thank you again for all the messages I've had as well. I really do appreciate that. It's really sweet of you. Unfortunately, I've got behind a bit on people's videos, but I will be catching up on them because you know that I normally watch them quite soon after they come out. That's the thing from me as well. At the moment, we are having a very no problem, Janet. Very, very hectic couple of months. What with the downtime with being ill, and also plans coming up for after August, which I can't say too much about at the moment, but I am really, really backed up to my ear holes with admin, insurances and things like that, and trying to learn. Fantastic, thanks, Max. About business. So it's a bit manic for me at the moment. I am watching people's videos, so I'm trying to comment and that, but it's a case of it tends to be an hour or so in the evening at the end of the day, doesn't it? Which is downstairs at the telly. Simon says, will there be an RPV sign? If I can steal one from the training areas, yeah. What I will do, right, so we'll put a little sort of, you'll all get what 3 words. I've done that. Yeah, for the location, and on the gate there will be a traffic line sign, a triangular traffic light sign, actually physically on the gate. Yeah. So that will pretty much hiking in the hills. It'll cause confusion to people in the area because they go, "Where traffic lights in the woods? I wonder what they're up to." Oh, excellent, Janet. Oh, right, Janet. Okie doke. Yeah. Jason's now back from Muddy Ruts Foodie. Yeah. He's back from Bali now, so he came round this afternoon and we were discussing food, etc. So it'd be good. because I think worked out is probably with you as well. It's and me and I think Ray. You're going to be there for the day. I think on the Saturday. It's probably about 19 this time.
Yeah, Jess, if you can make it, it'd be lovely to have you down here. More than welcome. But yeah,
if not, there's always the
next
be more.
One, my love. There will be more. I'm been looking at doing another one in a month or two's time after that. So I'm looking at June, July. I'm also trying to
watch Janet.
Think about September, and so on. So I'm trying to get a few camps in this year for people. So basically, so you can all get together, and also to give people a chance to come and have a bit of fun, meet up with one another. Yeah, because
Living Lavoo is hoping to come down as well, so that should be quite. And Kitten's going to be there, isn't he? So it's going to be quite a nice mix of people. Yeah. And of course, I shall come with the Willow, because if I don't come with Willow, everyone will complain like last time.
Yeah. Where's Gaz?
Where's Willow? More like
little monkey. But yeah, it should be a fun camp. And again, like I said before, any of you that make videos, if you want to make videos there, make videos. If you want to practice a skill that you can't normally do or show off in say your local area, then feel free to come down. If you need a little patch to do something, be it firelighting or something like that, let us know, and we'll find a patch or corner for you to be able to do that. And have fun.
I believe that it's I'm not going to say yet, but on Saturday, next Saturday, you and Jason doing a little bit of a work camp up there, getting things ready for
having a bit of sort out the fire pit and things like that. The other thing is, of course, anybody that's coming to the camp that's concerned, who doesn't want to be on somebody's video, or just make it known. Just make it known. I'd rather not be on video. Not a problem. There's no
Excellent.
pressure.
You got stickers as well. Fantastic, Max.
Yeah, it'd be that way. If you're panning around the camera, that gives be respectful and enjoy. That's all it is. It's a great way to let your hair down, make friends. The chats round the campfire, normally we all have a bit of a giggle. People let their hair down. You get to learn a bit more about people, because again, with YouTube, there's things that we don't all say on YouTube. But there are certain rules that do apply to the camp, as with everywhere else, which is we leave religion and politics at the gate. It's
out with Mick T said, what biscuits do you need to bring? Is it hot chocolate hobnobs?
Chocolate hobnobs.
That sounds nice. He's going for a camp with his friend for the Easter weekend. They're going fishing. Excellent. So you get some fishing. I like fishing.
Well, I'm taking. I want to take Mac fishing in the next few weeks. So me and him, we used to fish a fair bit together, and neither of us have fished in a long time. So it's a matter of digging out the kit. But I think we're probably going to do a fishing trip that we might just call Boyhood Dreams, and it's going to be
Hi, Bill.
The simplest kit I've got. A couple of basic rods, a simple landing net. You never know what you're going to catch, and we might just go tiddler bashing.
We actually started 5 minutes early, Bill. So yeah. I mean, I didn't. I'd forgotten until I looked up this morning. I went 7:15. I'm sure my phone says 8:15, and when our son rang up to wish me happy Mother's Day, I said to him, the clock's going. I goes, no, it's tomorrow. I said, no, it was yesterday. It's like through the night, son.
Yeah. So the clocks have gone forward now. We're in British summertime. It's looking summery. It's not feeling like it.
So Simon's in incognito mode. Oh, Jason's hosting a skill builder weekend.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, mate, if I could get there, I would. I guarantee you, if I could get there, I would dearly love to be there for that.
I must say, I like your boots, Jason, because what you're saying about the slippery wood and that, and on the trunks when you were in the forest the other day, I was thinking He's like one of them flipping goats you get see on the mountains. You know,
Oh,
the
it was
ones
like
that got like almost vertical.
Yeah. But those old forestry boots, they're bloody awesome bits of kit. We don't get them over here, Jace, mainly because we don't have the same sort of woodlands and such. We get the orange boots. We can get them with the studs. We tend to have pretty much the standard chainsaw boots. Although we do use climbing spikes in the UK.
Yeah, John and FU crew, you know, keep safe with all this bad weather about, and got fingers crossed too for your son FU that everything's all right, because there's some nasty old storms coming out.
Yeah. There's be safe, guys. Be safe. Hunker down.
Yeah.
Bunker it out.
Go get some big old hailstones. As I was watching some of the news, some of those hailstones, they're like flipping golf balls.
They're killed.
Yeah.
They're killed. There's no two ways about it. You catch one of those in the wrong place, or if you're driving, or God forbid, riding a motorcycle, scooter, or something like that, and you get caught in something like that, just run for
There is
cover.
there's I keep seeing it repeating on some of the fail videos. You see there's a bloke laying on his windscreen of his Jeep, trying to stop, and he's going ow, 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 as he's trying to stop the hailstones actually taking his windscreen out.
Always worries me when I see stuff like that, because when you're talking high day ballistics and stuff like that, you've got to remember that it takes 4.5 pounds square inch to penetrate the human skull. Not a lot of pressure, so you can end up with a skull fracture very, very easily. So those sort of things, if you've got to be out on it, cover the head, cover your head. You know, protect yourself. It's Yeah,
you're right there, Sussex. People, you telling me about his brother walking across the slippery rocks in flip flops in Portugal. We went climbing up on Rautor out in Cornwall, and there was some people turned up. I think were they American or Canadian? Canadian, and the kids were climbing in Crocs. Up these really steep rocks.
Mr. D. Oh, Holly Davidson shop, still Nirvana, definitely, mate, definitely. Mr. D, if you've just joined us, just to let you know, I have announced I will be getting out to the States. I will be getting out to you in particular sometime in autumn this year. I'm coming. Derek, Mickeys are coming. Mickeys are coming, Mr. D. So I will be getting out to you.
Hi, Steve.
I've decided it's got to happen.
I know. We see the usual meme turned up with big cranes at Stonehenge moving the stones because the clocks went forward. I just leave it alone. I get fed up with losing an hour and gaining an hour.
Yeah, awesome, mate. I will be getting out there.
See, Grace would say it's only 3 hours from Portland.
Me and Mr. D might have to have a whiz up to Portland then.
I think my son was saying that when Chris, he's been to America a few times now. He goes to one of those stores where you can buy the little quads and everything, and he was saying about the real tree Crocs.
Yeah. He's my lad Chris. He likes to describe himself as farmer's only true redneck.
He was walking around Disneyland in cowboy boots and
shorts,
and a hat, a straw hat with American flag and all that on it. And he had an Ewok. He bought me an Ewok backpack, and he was actually walking around with his Ewok backpack. No, it wasn't Ewok. It was he bought himself a Yoda one.
Yeah.
So there's him going around Disneyland in brown cowboy boots, his hat, and a Yoda backpack on.
Mr. D, send it to me one nut and bolt at a time. I can reassemble it. Yeah. Nothing wrong with being a redneck.
No.
Bass Pro Shops.
That's sort of trying to think of, Simon.
Yeah.
Because they actually have like a tank of fishing in there, and you said you get everything.
I'm not allowed in them. I'm not allowed in a Bass Pro Shop because it's.
It would be dangerous, Simon. He'd be bringing everything back.
I'm afraid when I do go over to the States, I'm going to be
packing light,
travelling heavy, and the credit card's getting left at home. You spent
I can imagine. I would love to go around one of them.
Oh yeah. Right, so what else is there? What other news is there? So some friends of mine were out on Salisbury Plain this weekend. So doing their bits and pieces out there. Lots of Challenger 2 main battle tanks and kit flying around, engine packs getting changed. It was that was quite interesting. We had a good look at that. What else was there? Not really. Gardening. It's that time of year, and it's getting my plants sorted, getting the fresh.
Also, seeing where it's popping up for foraging later in the year.
Well, that's it. I've been up the woods for a couple of weeks, and the old beech leaves are going to be coming out now, and to get those when they're good and early.
Oh, I like beech leaves. Yeah,
it's what I call the emerald time of the year. It's when all the leaves are emerald coloured. That's when they're at their best, their tastiest.
And I like the little first little tiny leaves on the blackberry bushes.
On the brambles.
Yeah. Oh, they're nice.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know. Have you spoken to Owen today?
I haven't spoken to Owen today, funnily enough. Or have I? No, I haven't spoken to Owen today. I spoke to Chris this morning, and I spoke to Stuart. I think Owen might be having a day off. I think he's fairly busy. And I think the same thing with Chris. I think he's had a lot on this week, and it's Mother's Day here in the British Isles, so I think the guys might well be caught up with a bit of that. So yeah, not a problem with that though.
Sassy, we got everything's got to be in tubs or hanger. We're going to try and hang in strawberries this year, aren't we?
Yeah. I try and get everything off the ground. We've got a tiny amount of space, so it's trying to sort of gain as much usage of that space as possible. And then the other thing, of course, I don't want things in the ground because it's difficult for calves. If I can hang them or raise them, it makes it a bit easier. I mean, Kaz was out there today on her chair, moving around doing all her weeding and her herbs and that, trimming her bush. So everything was ready for this year. Yeah,
I've got some new herbs. I like to go into the rescue part of herb garden centres, and I've got black peppermint and some more thyme. Yeah, I got some of those wall planters. I've never tried them before for doing strawberries.
Yeah,
I've got peas.
Last year I did hanging tomatoes.
God, we had so many tomatoes.
They did so well. It was unbelievable. And the bonus with it being in hanging baskets, when it got really hot, really, really difficult for them, it normally wilts them off in the real hot period of the year. I was able to move them to somewhere that was just a little bit more sheltered. So, yeah, if you're going to do tomatoes, you've got small space, hanging tomatoes, definitely a way to go. It worked really, really well for us. And we were still harvesting into November with them.
I read today,
just didn't get stressed.
If you don't throw your potato peels out when you peel your potatoes. If you put them near when you got your favourite plants and vegetables and that, if you put them in an area just away from it, the slugs and that will go for the potato first rather than your plants.
Good thinking.
So that's a little.
So if I put some potato peelings in the middle of a little tray surrounded with salt, do you reckon I can ambush the buggers? Because we do suffer with them here, don't we?
We don't mind the leopard slugs. We are lucky to get them, but the amount of leopard slugs we got to the amount of your normal slugs, yeah.
I have gone out into the garden middle of the summer barefoot before. Now one of them big black squishy ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bushcraft,
9-volt
Sussex.
copper wire, definitely.
Yeah.
You can't because
Jason,
you get a heart lung from that.
Yeah, Jason, slugs are one of the things. I don't know about where you
Heartworm.
are, but I know in the UK, slugs are one of the things that's on the list of not good to eat. The other problem with slugs are snails, and it's something to always bear in mind and be cautious with. They tend to eat toxic plants, and they hold the toxins within their bodies. So they're not actually a really good food source. With snails, what they tend to do with those is they will feed them on things like lettuce and stuff like that, and then they will starve them for 48 hours so that it purges them, and then you can reuse them. Slugs, again, yeah,
it's the same reason why you shouldn't leave water bowls, food bowls for your cats and dogs, or sort of wash their toys and that, because the slugs.
Parvovirus as well. Yeah, there's actually about 5 different parasites.
Orange poo.
About 5 different parasites that are carried by slugs and snails.
Yeah,
which you've got to be very, very cautious of. There was a case back in I think it was in the early 2000s. A young lad at a party, drunk, for a bet, ate a slug, and the rest of it. Was fine for about 3 months and started getting headaches, issues, and the rest of it. And it was one of the parasites. It was very similar to lungworm, but it gets into the bloodstream, floats around. It can end up liver, kidneys, heart, lung. Yeah. Unfortunately for him, ended up in the brain, and there was no coming back from that one. That done him within about 5 months, and he just steadily declined, losing his cognitive abilities. So again, you've got to be careful with that. Crickets, locusts, they're not too much of an issue. Cooked well. Ants, another good food source, full of protein, and they've got a nice little zing to them as well when you eat ants. You've got things like wood lice, and that aren't too bad. And again, with any insect that you're harvesting for food, you're going to purge it. So you literally put it in a sealed box, either just with an edible, like lettuce or something like that, and leave it. And you want to leave it for 48 hours, let it do its business, and then cook it hard and well. Yeah.
Run the non-edible drill worms good.
Yeah.
Because we're actually going to, on the end of May, it's the Royal Bath and West show, country show, and we're going to be going on the Saturday, aren't we? Yeah. And they have the ants and the scorpions. That's where I first tried kangaroo there as well.
Yeah. Now worms, good old worms. Worms are like the superfood when it comes to survival insects. And a lot of people always say to me, I don't fancy eating a worm. Well, I don't like eating worms. But there is a method. There is a method for preparing your worms that is actually perfect. And that is, and you've all seen it on a hot, dry pavement, worm bacon. So if you take your worm and you put him somewhere warm, dry, he will desiccate, he'll dry up very, very quickly, and he becomes worm bacon. And traditionally that would be powdered, and it acts as a brilliant thickening agent. It's a great way of getting protein into the food. It definitely is a lot easier to eat than the stringly, wiggly method.
I couldn't. It's like the witch grubs. The idea of eating that big and Lawrence is at work, but he says he can hear us.
Yeah, caterpillars again. Caterpillars, same rules as slugs and snails. Again, most caterpillars eat toxic plants and hold the toxins within their body as a form of defence.
Yeah, definitely what the
caterpillars
ones,
are off the list. Yeah. They're not good for you. Yeah. Great kids book. Yeah. So I always like worm bacon. Worm bacon, a little bit of salt and that. You just changes it completely. Makes it a lot easier to deal with.
Wood lice. He from Guildford, where he grew up when he. His friend from Guildford and that, they all say wood lice. They call them cheesy bobs.
Cheesy bob. Yeah.
See, Sussex here, they call them woolly bears. Yeah. Now, woolly bears to me are the
microbes.
No. they're like a beetle larvae,
All right.
a little furry beetle. Remember, woolly bears.
Crickets and honey, yummy. Yeah, definitely. And again, we a lot
That's
of people
another food
shy
source,
away
isn't
from
it?
it, but at the end of the day, it was.
Caterpillars you call woolly bears. Right.
It's protein. You look at a lot of third world countries, and they're harvested and eaten.
A lot of the Borneo and the jungle tribes, they love they get tarantulas, don't they, and cook them on over a fire on a stick.
Or wood lice. Wood lice is the nearest. It's the nearest relative to a prawn. They're basically related to prawns and shrimp. So, it doesn't taste like prawn or a shrimp, I can assure you. So don't think you're going to fool anybody with that when you're doing your Chinese takeaway.
When you see people talking about, harvesting and going out and collecting food, they don't. It's not very often they actually mention the insect part of it.
No. And again, traditionally, things like wasp grubs and bee grubs were quite a popular dish in the UK. And in actual fact, snails have been eaten in the UK for thousands of years, and traditionally in the north they were called waldfish.
We used to use wasp nests, the grubs. Yeah. We used to do that fishing. Yeah. If we had any bread, we used wasp larvae.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. Don't get me wrong, and it's just cultural difference, at the end of the day.
Yeah, because we're used to eating things a certain way, and we look at other countries now. How can they eat that? But that's what they've. I mean, I'm not saying about dogs and cats. That's just wrong. But things like you go to some countries, they eat guinea pigs.
Yeah.
To us, they're a pet, but they're not.
And again, it's adapting to the environment, isn't it? And we can look at these things and say, as people do quite regularly on courses and that. I'd never. If you are hungry, if you are genuinely hungry, you will. Your body will drive you to do it. It's quite amazing what you can put down your throat.
That's right.
You have to.
Bill's just saying weevils at sea, they were part of your staple diet, whether you wanted them or not.
Yeah, it was protein.
Yeah.
Any protein. At the end of the day, it helped. Yeah. Yeah, and the whole snails in France thing. So that came from the Napoleonic Wars. That was during the Napoleonic Wars. We ran a prison system in the UK, which was pretty harsh. It was a case of your family had to send the money over for you to be fed and for your upkeep. And if that wasn't forthcoming, then you were down to scavenging within the prison camp, whatever you could find. So the prisoners grew things like garlic. That's why we've got so many garlic farms in places like the Isle of Wight. That's their history. They brought to us the art of growing the French style or European style garlic. And again, they learned to forage things like snails and found that the snails weren't too bad, and they took the art of cooking and eating snails back to France with them, and it became a bit of a tradition. And we look at French or snails or escargot as a French thing, and it wasn't. It was something that came out of Great Britain.
It's like we went to Norway.
Yeah.
I would never ever dream of eating whale. I like whales. I love sharks. But we actually tried, and bought some salami made of whale, and it was lovely.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
It was basically it was like one of the Norwegian markets. They had a charcuterie stall, and the guy was doing traditional Norwegian and Finnish charcuterie.
Sets of three,
so
wasn't
they were doing sets of three. So you got reindeer salami, you got elk salami, and you got whale salami. And out of the three, the whale tasted the best.
Yeah,
it was
definitely
delicious.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Evening sticks.
Evening sticks. How you doing, mate?
It's true. You're very true, Simon. It's what it's what you grow up with. Because my friend, I went and asked her to get something out of the freezer. This is going back a couple of years, and she went in my freezer, and there was a roe deer haunch in there. It still had the hoof on it. The hoof, yeah.
Yeah.
And she went, and I'm, what do you mean, She said, you got deer in your fridge, in your freezer. I went, yeah. She said, oh, how could you? I said, well, just because you're used to opening your freezer and seeing something maybe from Tesco's, a chicken or something, meat's meat.
If I'd have taken the foot off of it, then she would have thought it was a leg of lamb. That was the daft thing about it.
We've had that before, haven't we? We've cooked venison, and the person went, "Oh, I've never eaten that," and then they did, and
that was up at the Rangers, wasn't it? They were like, "Well, I've never
you have
eat
styrofoam
venison."
in your freezer. Styrofoam.
It's from the hoof.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. If you leave the hoof on, it doesn't shrink in the freezer.
Yeah. It
I
also
did my hoof. Yeah.
it also helps me identify which ones I've got from where. So when I prepare my carcasses and bring them back, quite often what I'd do is I'd leave the hoof on. If I got one tonight, I'd leave the hoof on. If I brought one back tomorrow, it might be quartered. If I brought one back the following day, it might be trimmed down as actual clean joints ready to go. And that was partly so that if I went to the freezer, I could look in and go, that was a fallow from such and such, that was a roe from such and such, that was a muntjac. Well, you're going to tell a muntjac from any other deer, but
it's like a large rabbit. Yes, we actually the other week we went up to 46 in the room at one time.
So thank you for joining me, and do us a favour, give us a like. It really helps.
And drop us a little hello, or
as of August, this channel's got to earn its way for me as well. So I'm pushing a little bit. They're all you guys that become members, thank you.
And we're going to do the patches that everyone's been asking for.
So I've cashed in my earnings. I've set up my AdSense and done all the forms and all the rest of it. I've cashed in my earnings. And so this year, because I was monetised this time last year, and I hadn't taken it. I let it sit in the account build up, and
Cookie.
We're in the process of buying a new vehicle, so I'm scraping funds in from everywhere I can, and I just looked at it and went, "Oh, so it's time to cash it in." Cashed it in. So thank you very much, because in the last year, mainly down to the members and the advertising, my channel earned me £280. So thank you. Thank you very much.
We'd like to know, how do you get monetised?
Right. So
it's
a case of once you've got enough views, once you've got enough
you put enough videos out as well,
you put enough videos up, they will offer you the chance of becoming monetised. Now, a lot of
Thank
people
you,
think
Jason,
monetisation on YouTube is going to make you rich. It sure as hell won't.
Yeah.
So on an average month for me, it makes between sort of £6 and £13, depending how well I've done that month. And that is off of the ad revenue, my membership. And I've got a few members. And it just all every penny helps. The way I looked at it was, if I can earn,
if we can get some Simon, then yes.
Yeah, if you can earn £6 in a month, people look at me and go, £6 nothing. Yeah, £6 is nothing. But if I've got £6 extra come in the budget, that goes back into the channel normally. So that would be like, that's £6 off of a ration pack, or that might be a Temu toasty maker, or something like that. Is something to add to your channel. But I let it sit for a year, so that it just kept building up and building up and building up. And like I say, I've got to buy a vehicle, so I cashed it in. That's the honesty. For those of you that are starting a channel, to be honest with you, I hope you get to the point one day where it can become an income for you. I don't honestly think it's ever going to do that for me, but it's a love and a passion more than anything. So yeah.
And I have got the next MRE sorted out for the next reveal bit.
And as Stealth has pointed out,
Yeah.
they only pay out once you've got to £60. So it basically sits in the account, builds up. Once you get 60 quid in there, they'll pay you out. Otherwise, they'll be paying out dribs and drabs to everybody all over the place.
Well, I suppose, you know, if you just leave it alone like you did, then, it's quite nice because it goes towards, as I said, patches. We've looked into that, and it's quite expensive to get the initial thing done. But once it's done, it's done.
Yeah. Right, so if you've got, this is something I was looking into today. So if you've got a lot of, it's like me, I've got about 400 videos in my collection, and they were saying, well, you can actually change bits of videos. You can go back in, edit it, change the title, change the theme, and all that, and put it in, and it will count. So you can then. I won't do it because once I've made a video, it's made. It's in the bag as far as I'm concerned. But you could go back and relist some of your old videos.
Yeah, I don't. Some people do. They haven't done something for a while, so they just.
Simon, I'll be brutally honest about it. I'm brutally open and honest to people, purely and simply because that way I've got nothing to hide. One of the things about fibbing about your channel and stuff like that is, one, you'll always get found out. Two, why have an ego trip about, I'm making millions on YouTube? No, nobody makes millions on YouTube. Well, no, one or two make millions on YouTube, but the rest of us are just lucky for that little dribble drabble that come in.
But really, it wasn't done
to make money.
It was just
if it will make money, then sure as hell's hell, then I'm going to have a go at it. It's like getting freebies. Now, I've only ever been offered 4 or 5 freebies. And they're all random things, one of which didn't
Yarp's got some really nice freebies from One Wind, is it?
Yeah.
The hammock and that.
But if you've got a channel and somebody offers you freebies, grab them, do a review on it. All right, do a review on it, do an open and honest review on it. And at the end of the day, A, that's something to make a video. 2, it's something you've got. It's something you've got out of the work and effort you've put in. I'd look at it as a reward, whether you decide to sell that item to help fund more stuff for your channel, or use it as a giveaway, or just put it into your kit and store as another piece of equipment for yourself. It's
another reason for the channel was for your own sort of mental health. That's what the majority of it is. When you have a bad time and you can come in on a live on a Sunday and it all disappears. It's
sponsorship. Lee Michelle was just saying about sponsorship. Sponsorship is also something that you can look at that you might well be lucky enough to be offered. However, I will say from my own experience of working with sponsors in other fields at different times, you've got to make sure that you've got a good contract with them. Don't get yourself tied into you have to do our items. You're not allowed to do other people's items. And you've got to do this.
He come foul of that, didn't he? Kent was sponsored by a company. Did all the stoves and the tents and things like that. And he did a review on another company, and they pulled it, didn't they? Because they said no.
Jason, that's the other brilliant thing, isn't it? The channel, having a channel forces you to get off your arse and go outside and do something. It also encourages you to try new things. Whether it's like for me, learning a bit more about photography, a bit more about filming. I knew nothing about taking a picture at all before filming. I don't still know a lot, but I'm starting to recognise.
Enjoy watching them.
I'm starting to look at, or starting to learn, or as I go along, about composition, colour. I mean, before we started the live tonight, so the bulb that's normally in here is 100 watts. So to do my live, that comes out 40 watt goes up there.
Got the ring lights.
2 ring lights up there. I then set the camera up. I look at it. I look at the imagery. I play with the focus. I play with the.
You even move some of the stuff around.
I move stuff around.
So see if anyone notices.
And it becomes a bit more interesting because it gives you learn more about it. And Yeah, it's great fun. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoy my first videos when I first started videoing. So where's my phone?
Oh,
Where's
just
my phone?
a notification, Janet. Your video's up.
Yeah. So you'll have to pretend that's the phone. So when I first started making my videos, I did all my filming like that. And I spent weeks trying to figure. I was like, why is everybody else's like that and mine's like that? And I didn't realise that I had to turn the camera sideways to get a panoramic shot. So now most of what I do, unless it's a short, is done that way if I'm doing it with the phone. But again, it was learning that. And then when I first started using the GoPro, the first couple of videos, I was like, oh, what's this box up here? Oh, it's ratio size. It's how big your picture was on the screen. But again, it's just slowly learning, figuring it out.
I'm all set up now with my new camera. Well, it's not a new camera. It's second-hand camera.
Yeah.
But new to me. Bagged up. It's all ready now for taking out and about.
Yeah.
When we do go out and about, because I do love to take photographs and things.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, it's like there are guys within the community here, guys like Life's a Hobby. You ever got a question about filming? Fire him off a question. Get hold of him. Dive onto his channel. Put a comment on one of the videos and put a question on there for him. He's a wealth of knowledge. Very intelligent guy. Sticks Outdoors. He's another guy. His composition of his videos. Benny.
Right, I love your videos.
Yeah.
I haven't, as I said, I've not been so well. So I haven't managed to watch you and your brother's video, but I've got them all lined up for me, ready to watch them. But everyone makes fantastic videos.
It's a learning curve, and again, the videos. It doesn't have to be technically brilliant. You don't have to be the next. I don't know, Ridley Scott. It's be yourself, make a video, show something you enjoy, be entertaining about it, i.e., enthusing and ecstatic about it, and people come. People are fed up with the CGI. People get fed up with the falsities. They want to see the genuine. They want to see you cold, wet, miserable. They want to see you having a good time. They want to see you laugh. They want to see your cock ups.
Like poor Owen the other day when he was walking in the dark with Archie, and then he tumbled, didn't he?
I tell you that it leaves the reality.
Those sort of things in. Yeah.
And that's what people like, because people want to connect. People don't. I don't know about everybody else. The way I see it is, when I used to turn on the TV and it would be, and tonight we're doing survival with Ray Mears, Saint Ray, who's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, he's fantastic. But the editing team have done all the editing. The closed team have set the gear up. Locations have been out, found the perfect location, and all the rest of it. And there's that
exactly.
That bit of falsehood to it, which was a shame for Ray, because Ray's absolutely brilliant what he does and is a lovely bloke. But again, when you go to that level of production, it's still something. It's still something of the you. When I watch things now, and one of the great things for me with YouTube is I watch people's videos. I'm seeing the person. I'm making a contact with that person. That person's almost in my mind going, "Hey, Mickey, I'm up the woods. Look at me. I'm doing bow drill and it's bloody wet." And you get that connection. And I think that's the beauty of YouTube, is that connection.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting loose with my camera at the Royal Bath and West Showground, because so I do like the animals, and I don't want me to take my scooter into some of the animal sheds, because it makes a hell of a lot of noise when I stick it in reverse. And it's bad enough when I did that in the giraffe house.
Jason, that's something you find with being a YouTuber, is you suddenly find people coming up to you. I've had somebody come up to me in the town. I'm walking along and they go, "Hey, Mickey," and I'm like, "Hello," and this is a person I've never met before in my life. "Oh yeah, what's your channel?" It's really uncomfortable, because I'm like, "Who the you?"
Yeah, because as you know, we follow Farmer P, and we went up to his farm the other day with Money Ruts Jason, and we went and got these Dexter beef.
Yeah.
And as he said, people say hello, and he said they'd talk to you like
They know you.
they know you. You should know them. And he said, but I don't. He said, you see so many people. You just
Yeah. It's the thing. And Janet, as Janet was saying there, she said, "Oh, you make funny mistakes and that." But that's part of what makes you, Janet. One of the things I love about your video is you giggle. I love the way you'll do something, you'll have a giggle at it, and I'm like, you know what? That's character. That's a person that's got genuine character. All right. So yeah, you keep doing what you're doing, and don't worry about making mistakes.
Janet's had that happen to her in Sainsbury's. Oh, I see what Sticks put. That's sweet. Oh,
I felt the same with Mick. It was like meeting an old friend for the first time. Yeah. Thank you, Sticks.
We're all looking forward. We're counting down now to the camp. I'm going to be there. Yeah. I'm going to come down and visit. I don't think I'll be camping down there, though the trailer is there for me if I want to.
Yeah. Jess, it's a funny old thing when somebody recognises you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you, Kiwi.
I went into my local millets and I'd been using them for years. Yeah. And I walked in there and the manageress went, "You're Mickey, aren't you?" And I was like, "Pardon?" "Mickey from Hampshire Outdoors and Survival." I went, "Yeah." She said, "I thought you were." That's brilliant. Started a whole relationship, but she was talking to me again like she knows me. And this is one of the things: if you're going to be a YouTuber, you've got to realise sooner or later somebody's going to come up that, as far as they're concerned, you are somebody they know, and you're going to stand there and go, "Oh right, yeah, lovely." But just take it with the grace that it's meant for. These people are only coming up to you because you seem like a friend to them. The other thing for me that's weird in Millets is one of the lads in there.
You'll be shocked, Sticks. You will.
He knows somebody who's famous. I'm like, I'm not famous, infamous possibly, but not famous. Yeah, it comes. And just
just be humble.
Just be humble. Just be yourself. I don't put on airs and graces, and I don't expect.
That's why I think this community works so well, because you don't stifle someone else's that person. That person can be that themselves, and it all gels together. It works nicely.
It's a melting pot, this world. It's a melting pot of personalities, ideas, methods, techniques, ideologies, and all the rest of it. And the nice thing is just enjoy it. Yeah, meet other people, share, learn, laugh, cry. Share the frustrations. Sometimes Sticks doing bow drill.
Talking about Jason, I bet he's fell asleep again because he's not appearing.
So Muddy Ruts is at the moment making Zeds, I expect.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's had a long week, hasn't he?
Yeah, because he's come back from Bali, and the last day or so, him, his son's wife, and his grandson all got to Delhi Belly, didn't they?
Yeah. Now, that's the other thing is on my comments on my videos now, I get so many comments that I'm literally doing a couple of hours one morning every week just answering comments, and I'm still. I used to get up and do it every morning. I'm now having set time aside to do it. So you'll find that if I like what you've said, if I genuinely like what you said, you'll probably get a thumbs up and a heart.
Oh, that sounds good, Jess.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing that.
So if you've been getting comments from me like "cheers, mate, thank you very much" and all the rest of it, and you don't get them, if you've got a heart in that comment and a thumbs up, I've read it and I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. But I've got to. It gets busy.
He goes, "Right, I'm going to do my comments now," and off he goes. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to the fact. Yeah, so anyone else out there who hasn't let us know that will be coming to the camp in May, just drop us an email and let me know.
Let us know.
So then Jason, that has got because Jason will be cooking the food for the Saturday night.
No. Yeah, it'd be lovely, lovely. If you can make it, Jess, it'd be stunning to have you down. If you can't make it, don't. Again, don't put off things that you could be doing up there. No no BTP.
No. We should have a new vehicle by then.
All right, Simon. The only thing that
Yeah,
I want
that's
people
right.
to do at breakfast is a BLT.
What usually happens, Jess, is Mick gets to the camp about 1 o'clock, so lunchtime on the Friday, and people come in then, or then come in Saturday morning, or so yes, it's Friday night, Saturday night, and then away sort of Sunday lunchtime.
All out Sunday. And again, there's some people that can only come for a day, or they can only come for a day and a half, and that it's whatever suits you. Do what you can. It's if you can make it, you can make
Max,
it.
what I'll do is I'll email you. That's what I couldn't even think. They're beheaded, and sort that through for you.
Lee, fantastic. It'd be great to have you down, mate.
Okay, I should put a +1 for you then, Lee. Yeah. I do know Lee Roberts is going to be there as well. Yeah. He's looking forward to it.
Yeah, so it should be a stunning weekend. There'll be a good handful of us there. Those of you that have already been down the walks in the
be
past,
20 then.
It's a case of, it's like pitches, first come first serve. What I'm going to ask people, because the ground's not all perfectly flat, there are enough flat areas for all the ground dwellers. If you're coming with a hammock,
not all squirrels.
Yeah, if you're coming with a hammock, yeah, we got to try and think of the ground dwellers as well.
Yeah.
So those of you with hammocks, I'm not saying that you've got to be on a slope or anything like that, but yeah, it's
what you could do, put a ladder up, and you could have your hammocks. So you could have like
one above the other.
You could have like a multi-story car park, but of hammocks.
Yeah, we've got space enough for everybody up there.
Just don't have start sleepwalking and get out your hammock if you're the top person.
Yeah, do excuse me if I have a nightmare in the night, wake up screaming at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, we have had things like that with man down. They're not all beavers. Beavers and squirrels, eh?
Yeah, and it's that's it. It's just going to be a fun camp, a fun get together of people like.
You said there was deer there the other day, didn't you? So when you were
down
there.
Yeah, there are deer up there. There's deer, foxes, badgers. We got muntjac, we got roe deer, we got limpy. So you might well see limpy. Limpy is a fox who limps. Okay, so he was clobbered by a car.
Edibles.
Yeah, he was clobbered by a car on the road about 2 years ago. Tim and a couple of other guys got him in.
Fantastic, Janet. Can't wait to see you.
Nursed him back to health, and he's walked with a limp ever since. He hangs around the woods. He gets a little bit of help. He knows stuff gets left up the woods, so he can help himself too. He's a nice, healthy animal. He's just not as quick as the other foxes. So he lives up there, and he's become quite sociable. He's been known to sort of walk within sort of 10 feet of a group and just sort of sit and watch, or he'll just sit down and watch it from a distance. Yeah, good little soul. We've got 2 owls up there. So, yeah, you will get quite regularly. We've got buzzards, kites, goshawk. We've got rabbits on the edge, which don't worry about too much. We've got squirrels, greys, unfortunately. What else is there up there? Nuthatches. We've got all sorts of
PTSD call for it.
Yeah, got all sorts running around up there. We got the angriest tawny owl in the world. Who, whenever I do a solo camp up there, if we've got a group camp, he won't come near. But if I do a solo camp up there, that swine will sit in the tree right above my hammock, and he will start off a reasonable voice and just steadily get louder and louder, and you can hear the frustration in his voice. You are not going away. I'm trying to tell you, go away, until the point where he gives up. And I had one night up there where it was about an hour and a half of this above me in the tree, and eventually at about 3 in the morning, I heard him fly off and just off through, and I was like, laying in my hammock, I was like, I'm going to sleep now, and the old eyes are going like that, your head's just going like that, and that was it. Vixen starts screaming about 20 feet away. And I had that for an hour and a half. She's calling her mate, come on, I'm feeling spring-like.
There will be water there, so you won't have to worry about bringing water with you.
Yeah.
And good job, we've got those 2 giant kettles. You're going to need it. They're going to be on the boil all the time.
So I will have plenty of water up there, and if I need to do resups, I will do. So there'll be black jerry cans of water. Don't worry about water at all. That's something that will be covered.
And like I say, we've got a 6.5 litre, and what's the other one? Probably a 7.5 litre.
Yeah.
Kettles. So they're going to be on the fire.
Yeah, that's. No, I tell you, I think we'll be fine with the 2 that we've got. We managed really well with one last time.
Now we've got a bigger one.
Simple rule. That's one of the simple rules of the camp is the kettles are on permanently, non-stop, all the time. But if you take a cup out, you put a cup back in, and that way the kettle stays boiling and it's ready to go whenever anybody needs it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see your BioLite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, anybody that wants to bring anything along to the camp to show off or demonstrate to people, by all means do. Everybody's always interested in seeing new kit.
Most people I've told about the fact that the fire's off the ground. If not, if you could have one of those fire mats, then great.
Yeah, we've got to be a bit sensible about fire up there because it is an ancient beech woods surrounded by pine. So it is about 1.5 acres of beech woods, and it is all closely surrounded by pines. And so again, we've got to be a bit sensible and a bit careful. We've got one main fire pit area which is monitored and maintained. If you're going to make fire, if you're using wood stoves and things like that, you've all got the skill sets, you've all got the common sense. Please don't burn the woods down.
Because my trailer's there.
Yeah.
I'll need that.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But if you're going to try and take turns with using that little toasting thing, you're going to be there a long time.
Right, I've got I should get out Fred. I should bring Fred with me for the Saturday morning. I think Fred's going to be big enough for the bacon on the Saturday morning. So I think I've got that covered. So, we'll have Fred
You can get several packets of sausages and that in there. Yeah. Bacon, black pudding, you can put it in there. And that's...
and again, that's Saturday morning.
He's going to bring lots of bacon, he said.
Yeah, Saturday morning, you do what you got to do. Frying pan will be there, the kettles will be there. It's get stuck in and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And have fun. That's what it's about. I mean, again, I'm not going to, at the camps, I don't run around like a blue-ass fly. I'm not one of those that's going to be following you up. Right, guys, we're all going to walk off over here and we're going to spend the next hour and a half listening to Mickey talk rubbish. No, it's a case of...
I might actually do. I might, when I come, I might bring some, I'll make some couple of fresh loaves.
Yes, that'd be
Or
nice.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
So that
yeah, it's a case when I run the camps, it's there for everybody to enjoy. If you want to just go and crash out, enjoy the sun, do so. If you want to huddle together under one tarp because it's hammering down, do so. It's not an organised event.
There's not going to be a reveille, in the
there's
morning.
No schedule. There's no stand tos. There's none of that rot. It's a case of just come along and relax and enjoy yourself, do your thing, share, meet up, make friends, make connections, and have a bloody good weekend. Like I say, as I've said in the past, that I don't charge for the weekends. However, there'll be a tin up there. If you could stick a little donation in it, that goes back to Surrey 4x4 Tours and Training, who allow me to use the woods. And that's just my way of saying thank you to them. They've never asked for it. However, I like to do it because it goes towards their tea fund. It just shows appreciation at the end of the day. They like it. Nearest train station to me, or nearest train station to the woods itself, is Farnborough. Farnham. That's right, it's Farnham. Yes. Yeah, Farnham in Surrey. That's the nearest one to the woods. That's literally about a 10-minute drive from the woods, so I can pick people up from Farnham if they needed to. I screwed up, Sim. Yeah, that's not a problem, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy for you. Easy to forget that you sort of. I get that if I stand.
Yeah. Jess, I can pick you up from the railway station and drop you back there. That's not going to be an issue, lovely. So yeah, no problem at all. Bushcroft, Sussex, afternoon mate, no issues there. You want to go off and have your afternoon nap, you do. Yeah,
that's what he said. He said, but remind him to sit down because he still thinks he's healthy.
Yeah, it's not a problem, mate.
I get that. If I sit too long in a car, I try to get out of the car, and that's it. I could not hardly move, can I?
No, and again, it's all about fun.
Yeah, my new doctor's changed all my meds round, so I'm.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of us there that take meds. Yeah. I wake up in the morning and it's like out with this thing and take that next handful. Before I go to bed, it's take another handful. We're
going down a bumpy road in the morning or in the evening after I have my tablets and like a Tic Tac packet. Yeah, it's like.
But the nice thing about it is a chance to reset the brain. And do you know what really? It's the only bit.
I wish I could have I'll have your meds instead, T.
The only thing that I'm gutted about is like I'd love to have like Island Find Your Friends with Island Jason there.
Yeah, still
Mr. D, John Kennedy, all those guys over Virginia Bushcrafter. To have all those guys there at the camp to meet you guys, that would be fantastic. When I win the lottery, when I win that Euro Millions, that 200 and some odd £1 million that's going to be in the Euro, I'll win that, and then what I'll do is I can arrange flights from all over, get them all over here for a week.
Back to back. Yeah, do a live stream.
Yes, yeah, I would like to do a live stream. So yeah, there'll be a live stream from the camp. Yeah, Sticks in charge. This is in charge of the live stream. There you go, Sticks. I just put it on. Yeah.
Because I believe, Bill, you're coming, aren't you, as well? I think you're on the...
Yeah.
Yes, it's...
No problem, Sticks. You know, you're my man. No,
you're going to bring the pink cling film.
Yeah, pink cling film. Yeah, there will be a live stream from the woods, so yeah, and that'll be a chance for everybody to give their own channels a shout out, and and again, for those of you with your channels, it gives you a chance to publicise your channels, as well as, I know, in all honesty, it's a chance for me to show off mine. So yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, it's and it's a chance for us all to do the thing we enjoy doing.
No, I don't think there'll be cider this time because he's got to come down on the
Oh,
train.
he's coming down on the train himself.
So there won't be any cider this time.
No, and
it was all very nice, but it gets a bit expensive when you've got to do it for that many people.
Yeah,
so,
it's again, it's one of those things. If you want to drink, if you want to have a beer or whatever your tipple is, bring it with you and have it up there by all means.
Behave.
Just behave. Yeah, don't want Mickey to have to get the doorman on, do you?
Well, we'll send you to the troll bridge.
Yeah.
And there is a troll bridge there.
Yeah.
With a troll, a resident Cornish troll.
Yeah. So but again, it's just let your head down, have fun, enjoy yourselves. You know, it's what it's all about, really. At the end of the day, it's having a good time, sharing ideas, techniques, methods, and this is the thing that we found last time. Was on the Saturday night, people swapping ideas, methods.
It does, doesn't it?
People sort of sitting there and having conversations where I go, how do you get this shot? How do you do that? How do you, and that's the nice thing, because that's where you can actually engage, learn, share, whether it's be in a technique for say a skill like,
of course, so Simon, you do it,
or just chatting about your channel and how to progress your channel or what you want to do with your channel. Says he who's got the slowest progression in the world. Some
people haven't got channels either, so it's but you like to still
but
do it, but
the input that you get from people that don't have channels is sometimes more helpful than the input that you get from those that do, because people that create see it from the creator's point of view. People that don't create but watch can give you the viewer's point of view, and that's always interesting.
Because that was it the last camp that Lee Roberts did. A bow drill class, didn't he?
Yeah,
it's like yachts. I mean, he was never going to start his own channel. Yeah. He said no, it's not for me. But
I'm bringing
he's doing it now.
I'm bringing a stack of flint with me as well. I've got some flint here in my store, so I'm going to bag that up and bring that. And anybody that lives in an area that doesn't have flint that wants to take some away with them, do so. The only thing I will say is just please watch your fingers when you put your hands in the bag to get it out. It's sharp.
Perhaps you should bring some bubble wrap so you can bubble wrap a bit of it, because they and they can give you quite a nasty old cut, the flint. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, it is group therapy. It is group therapy, and it's quite funny. You get a group of people in the woods. The one thing that I always take away from it on the Sunday afternoon when I get home, and once I've collapsed, is because
it takes a week to get over. Yeah,
it does. I tell you, it's quite exhausting in its own way. But it always feel healed. I always feel a lot better from it. I mean, I always come away positive, feeling positive and happy.
My chat for some reason has. I'm just going to pop out and pop back in again.
There you go, Jess. So there you go. You've got Ireland doing some work with clay. Yes, sticks. You are right, sticks. That's another thing for you guys that come into the camp. What is said in the trees stays in the trees. Okay. Sometimes when we're together in an environment like that, you may find that somebody opens up about something, and it stays there. Lots of people have lots of issues, and sometimes when they find themselves in a safe and comfortable space, they're able to open up and share, which is great therapy to them. I don't say people have to, but I'm always prepared to listen if somebody needs to, and we try to be respectful and caring with that whole situation. We're not all the same.
Yeah, you're right, Jess. It's when you do anything. If you do it on, it's like sticks. When you first did, you were first doing the bow drill, you did it every time, didn't you? And then you did it, you filmed it, and
that was the awful thing that night.
Yeah.
I can't tell Sticks how guilty I felt because he was the king of bow drill.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and I was the bow drill numpty, and then we went out, filmed it together. I cracked it first time, and it all went completely wrong for him, and I was like, "Where's the justice in the world?"
I know. It's yeah,
It did.
yeah.
I tell you what, I felt rotten about it. I was like, "He's never going to want to speak to me ever again." You know, but it's one of those things, isn't it? It's the way it goes. 3 embers, no flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But-
always the way. It's the law of sod, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
When you're doing anything,
Yeah.
you do it and you do it and it's fine, and then you're doing it. No.
Hey, sometimes the woods put us in our place, Sticks. It's one of the things, great things about being in nature. Nature is a bit like that school teacher that was really, really good, that you really liked, that you got on with, that you felt you had rapport with, and then one day you overstep the mark and the old ear gets bent, and you're like, what? And you know,
it's smug face. Yeah, that's it. It's yeah. Yeah.
Jess,
Oh.
that sums it up. That sums it up. Right,
That's very true words there, Jason.
I forget who did it. It was an absolutely brilliant video done. I think it's about 2 years ago by some chaps that were researching natural fibre and fire, and they'd literally gathered every plant they could find and processed the fibres in many different ways to try and get it to take a spark from flint and steel. And everything they tried failed. Absolutely everything. And mid-filming, a spark had landed in some dried nettle that they'd not even thought of because it hadn't been drying for very long. And that caught straight away. And then that's how they discovered nettle will take a spark. And nettle will. Nettle is fantastic like that. Nettle is one of these super survival plants.
Definitely is a winner.
Cordage, firelight, and the whole lot. But again, that when they then look back at ancient history, records, Otzi, and all the rest of it, something that was found in all the fire pouches was nettle fibre.
Yes, it was the strands or even the powder. You can make it powdered, can't you? You can use the strands of it fresh off the plant or dry it. It's yeah. Group belly button fluff. Fire. Ew.
A bow drill flame can be bought, bribed, or convinced. It only responds to humility and perseverance.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
definitely. Group belly button fire with a bow drill. Next challenge.
That's when you can have your bacon and your tomato. Then that's your reward, Jason.
Yeah. You've about cracked that right there, Jason. It's. I'm always saying to people, it's bow drill is a lesson in frustration and perseverance. If you can get fire from bow drill, you've connected back to an ancient method that can be absolutely frustrating and painful. There are people that are masters of it, guys like Lee Roberts, who are absolute masters of the bow drill, but that has taken years of practice, perseverance, trial and error, methodology to
Yeah, because you
perfect
talking
it.
about if you certain sounds, if you hear that certain sound, then you're not going to get it working. So you have to move stuff to make it so it doesn't make that.
Yeah, dry nettle fibre is absolutely fantastic for making.
Oh wow! Thanks for letting us know, John. Lefty, they're reporting lemon-sized hail in his area.
Jeez, excuse my language.
Yeah,
I did not mean to blaspheme. If I've offended anybody out there, I'm sorry. I've just
thoughts for you, Lefty.
Lefty, if you're watching this tomorrow, our thoughts, prayers, and hearts go out to you. I hope you and Livon are okay.
Our poor friends across the pond, they're really suffering at the
Getting
moment,
hammered
aren't they?
with it at the moment, aren't you? Yeah, you're really, really going through it this year.
Oh wow, Three Dog Night is his video is out in April on Bow Drill.
Excellent, excellent. Brilliant. Three Dog Night. Yeah, looking forward to seeing that. We will all be there, and the day you're filming it, we will all be there with you in heart, mind, and spirit. Yeah. Just to that point where you're exhausted, you're going, I got no more.
Yeah, I and Jason,
just know we're all behind you, going, go on.
A couple of times we've done your bow drill, I was like, go on.
Yeah. The silence in this house will on the edge of the seat. God, good.
Even Willow was like,
good.
It's more than normal size. See, for us, the hailstones are like almost like pea size.
Up to 5 millimeters.
Yeah. And it turns things white sometimes, but it's not very often, is it?
So other than that, I hope everybody's doing well. Like I say, thoughts and prayers go to the guys in the States who are really having some bad weather. I've already filmed it. I do say I'm knackered now in the mate. It is a frustrating method. But once mastered, it's brilliant. I mean, it is for anybody that's doing bow drill for the first time. When you do get that fire,
that's good with Sussex. Yeah.
It is. It is. It's a reward. My dad always used to say to me, the harder things are to do, the better the reward when you succeed. And I will say it's a definite in bow drill. Definite. You know, it's yeah. And again, one of the things we're doing in your vids is be honest about it. I'm always quite happy to say to people, you know, I'm 60 years old. I'm a little bit tubby. It's not so easy. I run out of puff. The lungs aren't what they used to be. It always makes it off. We get people say, "Oh, yeah, well, I can do that, no problem at all." And then you find out they're 21 years old, and you go, "Well."
Yeah, Sussex. It's quite a lot of people that suffer from the anxiety and that as well. So you'll be amongst people that know how you feel, and know that if you feel that things are just getting a little bit too much and you need to go have a walk off.
If you need your own space, we've got plenty of room up there. That if you need your own space, you have your own space. And if at any point anybody has an issue, just come and see me. Let me know. Just come and speak to me. Yeah, just say, Mickey, need a moment. You know, that's what I'm there for.
You did really well, Ray, at the camp with the bow drill, weren't you?
No problems. It's all about supporting one another. Yeah. Bow drill is like surface fishing for carp with bread flake. Frustration at its best. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can land it right on their nose. Yeah.
That's why I like to stick to my sun malt loaf.
Yeah. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been up at Bowsaw Lake with bread flake, and I flicked it out there, and it's landed right in front of them, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm on the line and the rod like that, and I'm like, come on, you see that big old shadow under the water like that, and then the mouth comes up and it goes around the bread flake, and you strike, and then you see the hook move, and it's actually come away from the bread flake. The line and the hook's over here, but you've been watching the bread flake, and you just struck on absolutely nothing. You're like, oh! I think I've fed more fish than I've caught, actually.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Yeah, around here we've got the local canals. Yeah. They're full of the signal crayfish.
Yeah.
They're a pain in the arse especially you got boilies. Yeah. You put it in, you come out, and there's this crustacean hanging off it. Blooming thing.
Yeah. Oh, plough method! Don't even go there.
Don't set him off, Jason. Don't set him off.
Oh, the plough is better for me. No, for me personally, the plough over the hand drill, I've never really had much luck with hand drills. But
You had to ask, didn't you?
Plough
It's a
is
Kiwi.
hard work. That is hard work. Don't get me wrong. I will say this, and I say it about bow drill, but I really mean it when I say hand drill and fire plough. They are methods for extremely dry, hot climates. That's hard work. Yeah, hard work. Yeah, when people go say I'm cheating, I'll stick with my flint and steel. You know.
You've got all the kits, haven't you? Your Stick's got the kit.
I haven't got the kit anymore.
No.
I put it in Sticks' shelter and it was stolen by somebody.
Yeah, Bill's just asking, are there any? He's never tried bow drill, and he said, like
the kit's all right. The kits are good. If you're just starting out bow drill, and you want to get the methodology, yeah, the kits are good. Yeah, you'll do it. Yeah, I will say, yeah. Bamboo saw. Oh yeah, no.
It's still broken. Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah, bamboo saw's hard work. Stealth. Yeah.
That's nice. In Sussex is going to bring a couple of bow drills with him for people to try.
Yeah, and again, if there's anybody who wants to demonstrate a technique, wants to run people through a technique,
Jess is just asking.
You can get the kits on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. They
Hi,
do them on Amazon. Tarpack Innovations. Hello, mate. Better late than never.
£19, not bad though, is it?
Yeah.
And
again, it's for learning the technique. It's actually a step forward. What tends to happen though is you start with a bow drill kit, and you go, do you know what? I'm gonna do that. Once I've done it, fine, done it. And then you're like, what other woods will work? And then you start getting to harvesting, the foraging, the preparation, the storage, and the keeping of it.
Oh, you got twigs one. Excellent.
It's I think the best form of bow drill, or the best form of drill
in a
fire,
tube light, I suppose.
Is using a Makita. Sussex, what wood are you using for your foraging walking sticks? Hi Mac, how you doing?
Hi, Mac.
Yeah, we're good, mate. Because Sussex, I used to make mine out of out of holly, but you get the what you call them now, where you get the holly risers coming up from the bottom. I used to cut them off at about 9mm to 10mm in diameter, and that used to make a really long, super light, but very, very strong.
Yeah, hazel. That's a lot of my dad's sticks are made from hazel.
Like hazel, used hazel a lot. I do like holly though. I've got one that I've been seasoning up downstairs, in actual fact, that is now sorted. It's had 2 years. In fact, I'll go grab it, see what it thinks. 2 seconds.
I was actually speaking to Jason and Mick earlier, and saying that when my father passed, he had, because he used to do the whittling and that, he had lots of bits of wood and chunks of wood for making stuff out of that he'd been saving and drying. And when after my father passed, my mum gave them all to someone for them to put in their wood stove. So yeah, I've got one that's actually rose. It's with all the spikes cut off. Not that, Ray.
Well, that's a bit of holly that I've seasoned for 2 years. So it's nice and light now, or light for holly.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm actually going to make a shillelagh from that. So I've just got to work out the length, the balance, and the weight. Hence, I've cut it quite thick. And I did this one because when I was looking at traditional walking sticks, the history of walking sticks and medieval sticks and that.
Yeah, definitely. You shall not pass.
Yeah, you found a lot of them were actually cut at armpit height. So they had to find a balance between something that was too long, too short, but would become a practical, defensible piece of equipment. And I'm fascinated by shillelaghs.
Yeah, Sussex was saying he's like, I make a pretty stick from that. It's
so yeah. Well, Sussex, you're my carving man. Yeah. I might bring this to the woods, and yeah, if you want to take it away with you, I might give you some rough ideas and see what you can come with this in the next year for me. So I'll pay you for doing it because I'm no good at carving, but it's a nice.
Almost like a little nose there.
The downside with holly, of course, is it's strong. It is a super strong wood. At one point in the British Isles, it was known as the British ironwood because of its strength.
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't believe my mum all that hazel sticks, and she could have asked anyone that they wanted the stuff. It's nice bashing,
yeah. But that was it. So one of the things with a stick is it should be something that gives confidence when you're out and about. So
have you seen your other bashing that the hawthorn? Simon, have you seen his hawthorn club that my father dug up? It was. Yeah, it's up here now because one day it was actually above his chair and it fell off and hit him in the head.
There you go.
Right, well, this, I might bring this along for people to see how light that is now. That is actually a blackthorn root. And my father just sort of, he loved it as it was. He took the bark off it, and my mum hated it. She said that it looked like an old bone. So yeah, so he was never allowed to have it out. It was always underneath the stairs.
Beautiful piece of wood.
But yeah,
I always admired it when he passed. Nobody else wanted it. It was left to me. And I've got that one. So you see, I like quite a thick walking stick. So that's a piece of hazel with a honeysuckle round it. So that's not actually the honeysuckle, that's hazel, but it's the honeysuckle that causes the hazel to grow like that, where it constricts it. So nice and light, handleable, bit short really, could have done with being sort of about there. But I had to take what I could get. Nice stick. Been a bit of a ceremonial stick, that one, over the years.
Yeah, look at oh no, it's a dog bone. Dog bone.
It's a dog bone, yes. Yeah. No, again, it's I mean, that one, I don't have an issue getting stopped with that.
You've had used that for ceremonies before,
yeah, I'm a practicing druid. It's a ceremonial walking stick, so hard luck.
Yeah.
You know, it's
it gets quite addictive actually finding the hazel, and that was, you know, we'd be out on the byways with a 4x4, and you go, that'd make a good one. Look at that one there. Look at that one, and you ended up to half the boot.
And that's the thing. So it's on your travels, you start to notice,
wow.
and as you notice, you see, you find, and
Sussex has
move
got
on
a
with
wizard's staff with a wizard's face and beard.
excellent. That's
Yeah,
stunning.
definitely keep people at more than arm's length. That, and if it then
That's what it is. Again, when you look at sticks, they weren't, in a lot of cases, they weren't overtly aggressive tools. They were defensive tools. They were to keep
they're
things.
like bamboo cane, are they? Not like little thin things like that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, when you look at a stick, a walking stick, especially if you're moving livestock, which is where I tend to look at a lot of the drovers' histories. So the drovers, their walking staffs were a lot taller, normally the height of the man that carried it, and that was so that staff became a shelter tool. It became an aid to walking. It was a way of carrying loads. And also, if they were moving large livestock or even small livestock, it was a tap stick. It was a thing to encourage the animals, maybe to block off an entrance, stop something going down somewhere.
See,
if it was large livestock, it was something to tap things on the nose. No, back off, leave me alone, don't get nasty with me. So again, they were tools to be used. It's only in the modern world that these things start to be seen as covert or overtly aggressive. But I'm lucky. I'm of an age, you know. It's
I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't used as. I think they were used as poles, isn't it? There's
yeah.
Coming at
making your bower shelters.
Yeah, bowers. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the one. It's like the old the crooks and that. Yeah. You hook the leg, wouldn't you? Sort of help
probably actually when we're all talking about being outdoors and doing our bushcraft survival, probably one of the most important tools, if you were in a genuine situation for you to have with you, is a stick, a good stick. How many? It's got so many uses. Whether it be protection, whether it be
knocking an apple out of a tree, or knocking an apple out of a tree, nuts.
Moving that undergrowth that's prickly, stingy, and that, finding your way through, testing the ground, making you stable. It's just the simple stick. It's
It's all sorts of things, and it's like I said, it holding a tar apart. It's multi. If you having it for balance, for all sorts. Yeah.
And they're all different. And again, you can travel around the world, even just around the UK, and you find the different woods, the different methods, the different shapes, crooks, shepherd's crooks. There is a world of difference between a Yorkshire crook and, say, a West Country crook. They do the same job, but they were using or having different breeds of sheep in different terrains. So again, it adapted to the environment. So, and every parish in some places, you'll see a difference in the sticks, the same as you'll see a difference in the building a house.
We've got a lot of the elderly Nepalese around here, so the parents of some of the ex-soldiers, and it's nothing to see a little old lady with a stick that she's cut up herself and is walking with it. We all love sticks. And it's something that just doesn't go out, does it? It's
no. What was the first thing you cut yourself up the woods as a kid? It was a stick. That's the first thing. Your first penknife, your first time out in the woods, the first thing you did was cut yourself a stick. Whether it for swishing nettles, I mean, and again, even when I think back to it as a kid, we even cut different types of sticks to do different jobs. So if we were going through where the nettles used to become overgrown, we would cut really whippy, quite fine sticks that you could get a lot of speed on. They were flexible enough that they would slice through the nettle stems and fold the nettles down. So
Simon just said, stickmen of England, armed with staff and 3-dog knight says, have you seen the shepherds who have the huge poles? They use them for vaulting the mountains.
Yeah. You know, who needs a sword? As for your knights are welcome to that. They're on horseback. They're going to sod off anyhow. They're
flipping walking. They're singing.
I will stick with the men of England. And again, so when you look at things like that stick traditionally wise, Morris men. Yeah, the stick dance, which dates back to a martial form. Yeah, was martial training originally.
We used to use willow.
Yeah,
exactly the same, Jason. Things you start off as a kid, and then when you get old or like disabled like me, I've got my stick now. Yeah, this one is not it's not wood, but I have got one. I used to take one of my father's sticks with me that was had a fox head carved on it, and it was only one day that I nearly left it in Iceland at the end of the checkout that I never took it with me again.
Yeah,
because all the elderly Nepalese on the bus be looking at it because it's one that had the curls on it like that one.
Yeah. There you go. Lee Michel. First splinter, stick. First weapon, stick. First bump on my head, stick.
Dad's
punishment, stick.
If you're bad at school, stick.
Yeah. The cane. Ooh.
See, stick, you got a lot to answer to.
Well, it is probably the most basic primal thing. You know, it's like that. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't used to do that with stinging nettles. We used to do it with the rose hips, so you get itches.
Wellies. Used to break the stinging nettle off, so you got the head, and then stuff it down your little brother's welly, down the back of his. Oh, that's itch. Fetch the switch, boy. Yeah, worst thing you can hear from your dad. Yeah.
And my mum her tool of choice was a wooden spoon, and it had a really long handle, and you get a whack from the spoon end, the cup end of your wooden spoon.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I think the thing for me with my dad wasn't so much the actual punishment; it was the threat of the punishment. It was like if my mum turned around and went, "You wait till your father gets home."
So,
yeah. The waiting for the punishment. The actual punishment was over in seconds. That was it. But it was the waiting for the punishment actually probably did more to you psychologically than the actual punishment itself.
Oh, so there's a sergeant at the Battle of Agincourt that used a birder.
Yeah.
Wooden club as a regiment. Yeah, go and pick your own punishment. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Oh dear.
Yeah.
That didn't work out too well then, did it, Lee?
Yeah, good old fashioned stick. What more could you want out in the wilds than a stick?
Everything in the woods. Find the straightest stick.
Find the straightest stick. Well, that's the other nice thing with holly. See, holly grows quite nice and straight. And the other thing is when you season it, as long as you don't suspend it from the ends, it tends to dry straight. But it's it's good. It's just got. Again, when I took this one, it was one of those pieces of wood. You feel the piece of wood. Before I've ever cut a piece of hazel or a piece of holly, I put my hand on it and I go, does that feel right? Is that the right diameter? Is that the right length? And try and cut it to that. Because I have cut sticks before now that I've looked, it's had something on the stick and I've been, oh, that's awesome. You cut it off and then you get it back and you season it. By the time you knock any rot out or any damage out of it, you end up with something that long. You're like, it's a bit of a pain. It's a bit of a waste. And if you've got hazel, obviously remember you can train the hazel. So you stuff.
I often train it to make those chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can train it to make crooks. So one of the things I used to do, or used to watch them do, was I used to have
Andy.
what looked like a small wheelchair or pram wheel, about that big, and with the tyre off it, had a rim. And what they would actually do was lash the hazel when it was young and supple around that, so it curved it over and it pointed down. And as it grew, it would then turn up and grow up. And then after about 3 years, they'd take the wheel out, and then that piece of hazel was left with that crook shape in it. And then they're just letting it thicken out, and then cut it and harvest it. So that meant you didn't have to steam it. And it also made it even stronger. Steaming's brilliant. But if you can get the actual tree to grow for the fibres to bend and take that curve naturally, they're going to be even stronger too. Yeah, you can seal it with PVA glue or a bit of yacht varnish. That'll do it.
Yeah. It's nothing worse than like Dad puts sticks away or wood bits away and then end up with a crack in it. And
yeah, I've had that. I used to season bundles of hazel at work, so that I'd put them up in the roof space at work where it was dry and airy, and leave them there for 2 years to make my sticks from. And yeah, I've come back for now and found whole bundles had literally settled and been pulled out of shape. Some are split. The worst one I ever had was I took a bundle out, got it down. When I put it on the desk and tapped it, all this sawdust come out, which meant I'd got woodworm in there. And that meant that every bundle I had to be burnt. So that was like 2 years worth of sticks taken out and burnt. It wasn't even worth risking it, because you've got woodworm in there.
One of my dad's sticks, I had it in the hallway, and that got woodworm in it.
Yeah.
So I had to sort of cut it down.
Yeah.
But at least it was in the stick bottom, not the top.
Little perishers. They're little perishers, but there we go. They're all protein. So we're coming up for 2 hours, and I'm just finishing off my second bottle of Desperado.
My elderflower cordial is all gone.
It's nearly cheese toasty time.
Oh dear. That's not good, Bill, is it? Yeah. It's like when you put daffodils in and they're blind.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's frustrating. I can imagine that. It's going to drive you up the wall. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit of woodworm's not too bad. It can give a bit of character to the wood, but once they get a hold of it.
So if there's anyone needs the information about the camp who haven't got the information they need, then excuse me, being stir.
There we go. So yeah, if you've not contacted us already and you want to come to the camp, HampshireOutdoors@mail.com. Hampshire Outdoors, all one word, @mail.com. Fire us off an email, and we will chat with you and give you the information.
Oh yeah. Or you can zoom in on the board.
If you wish.
Lee, right. It's been a long day.
Other than that, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a real pleasure. We thoroughly enjoyed chatting. As usual,
cheese toasty time.
Makes my week. It really does. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I hope you're all having a wonderful life wherever you are. And I hope those friends of ours in America, especially Lefty, are good. Hopefully the hail's not damaged too much for them. In fact, hopefully it's missed them completely, gone round them, got them nasty buggers down the road. So what more is there to say apart from I'm off to make a cheese and bacon toasty. Oh yeah.
So everyone have a good week, and hopefully it carries on this nice sunny weather. But it could do with not the temperature dropping down so low when it's in the shade.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good week here in the UK this week. So yeah. Get outdoors.
Get outdoors and make your films and
enjoy yourselves, relax, have some fun. Know you're loved, all right? And stay safe.
Next week we're even closer. A week closer to the camp.
Yes, I will do, Matt. Definitely going to pop round this week. We need to have a chat anyhow. I've got to sit down and have a chat and rack your brains. Guys, stay safe, have fun, be good, look after yourselves, get outdoors, have some adventures. If you can't get outdoors, look out the window, poke your tongue out at the neighbours.
It's woken up off the bed now.
And of course, as Jason says, stay in the bush.
Yeah.
Love those you do, forgive those you don't, and as always, may peace and light be upon you all in this magnificent world of ours. Have a good one, guys.
See you this week, Mac.
Mickey out.